Retirement in Australia is supposed to be the finish line, the gold watch, the superannuation payout, the quiet life. But here's what nobody tells you. For a growing number of retirees, the finish line is actually a starting line. Because the pension alone is not enough, super balances are not stretching the way they used to, and inflation has quietly eaten away at fixed incomes for years. So more retirees than ever are doing something their parents never considered. They're starting a business. Not a stressful 60-hour-a-week grind. A smart, low-risk, often part-time business that turns decades of experience into real income without putting their retirement savings on the line. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 businesses retired Australians are using in 2026 to top up their income, stay sharp, and stay in control of their own money. Stick around, because business number 1 might be sitting in your garage right now. Before we get into it, if you're serious about understanding how money actually works in Australia, hit subscribe to Nexus of Finance. This channel is built for exactly this. Real numbers, real strategies, no fluff. Let's start with business number 1. Consulting in your old industry. This is the single easiest business on this list, and most retirees overlook it because they undervalue what they actually know. If you spent 30 years in accounting, project management, trades, HR, or sales, that experience is worth real money to businesses who need it but don't want to hire full-time. The setup cost here is close to zero. No stock, no premises, no staff. You're simply selling your brain for a few hours a week. Many retirees are charging anywhere from $80 to $200 an hour doing the exact same work they used to do as an employee, except now on their own terms, picking their own hours, and walking away the moment it stops being enjoyable. The key here is positioning. Don't call yourself retired. Call yourself an independent advisor or consultant. That single shift in language changes how clients perceive your value. Business number 2, online tutoring and coaching. Australia's tutoring market has exploded, and retirees are some of the most in-demand tutors on the market. Why? Because patience and life experience matter more than flashy marketing. If you were a teacher, an engineer, a nurse, or even just someone who's brilliant at maths or English, there are families and adult learners actively searching for exactly that. This works just as well online as it does locally, which means no commute, no overhead, and a flexible schedule built entirely around your lifestyle. Some retirees are also coaching in non-academic areas, things like retirement planning, gardening, or even teaching other retirees how to use technology. The barrier to entry is almost nothing. A laptop, a reliable internet connection, and a willingness to show up consistently. Business number 3, and this one surprises people, content creation and digital products. This is not about becoming a teenage influencer. This is about turning decades of niche knowledge into a digital product that sells while you sleep. Think about it. A retired trad creating a simple online guide on home maintenance. A retired chef selling a recipe ebook. A former nurse running a YouTube channel on elder care for families. The upfront work is building the content once. After that, it can generate income for years with very little ongoing effort. The real advantage for retirees here is credibility. People trust someone who's actually lived the experience, not someone who read about it. Platforms make this easier than ever, and the cost to start is often under a few $100s. Business number 4, small-scale property and asset-based income. This one requires a bit more capital, but it's one of the most reliable options for retirees who already own their home outright or have some investment savings. We're talking things like renting out a granny flat or spare room, running a small storage or caravan rental setup, or even leasing out tools, equipment, or a caravan when it's not in use. The appeal here is passive income that doesn't demand your time once it's set up. It's not glamorous, but it's consistent, and for retirees who already have the assets sitting there doing nothing, it's often the lowest effort option on this entire list. The key is keeping it simple. You're not trying to build a property empire at 65. You're trying to generate an extra few $100s a week from something you already own. And business number 5, craft, trade, and service-based micro-businesses. This is for the retirees who want to stay active with their hands, not behind a screen. Woodworking, furniture restoration, gardening and lawn care, small repairs, dog walking, even mobile car detailing. These businesses thrive on local trust and word of mouth, which retirees often have in spades after decades living in the same community. The startup costs are low, the demand is constant, and the physical activity itself is often a bonus for health and mental sharpness in retirement. Many retirees running these micro businesses aren't trying to scale into something huge. They're aiming for a few clients a week, enough to stay busy, stay social, and bring in a steady few hundred extra dollars a month. So here's the pattern across all 5. None of these require massive capital. None of these require risking your superannuation. And every single one of them turns something you already have, your time, your knowledge, or an existing asset, into income on your own terms. The retirees who do this, well, aren't chasing get-rich-quick schemes. They're playing a quiet, low-risk game that keeps them financially comfortable and mentally engaged, without ever putting their nest egg at risk. If you're approaching retirement or already there, here's what to do today. Write down 3 skills or assets you already have sitting idle. Then pick the one option from this list that matches it best, and take one small step this week, whether that's setting up a simple profile, telling 5 people what you're offering, or just researching what others are charging. Because the Australians who thrive financially in retirement aren't the ones who save the most. They're the ones who kept finding small, smart ways to keep money moving in their direction. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what's possible in retirement, do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Nexus of Finance so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there.